To challenge myself, I took on 5 soldiers going back to back with no breaks in between. Not only do they have that gritty fighting spirit, but all of them train jiu-jitsu ranging from white belt all the way to black belt. The rules are extremely simple. Go until submission. Basically simulate murder. Let us start off with the white belt. Water. Okay, I need to wake up. That's better. Now, I haven't seen any of these guys that I'm gonna roll with today. It could be my size or way bigger. I have no idea, so this could be interesting. My plan, obviously, is to finish the matches as quickly as possible so I don't wear myself out because I'm gonna be hitting these rounds back to back to back. All right, coffee and, nope. In keeping with the strategy of going for quick finishes, I go for the 0 to 100 sitting armbar. I don't have the best pinch on his elbow, which allows him to get out. I make a mental note of that. Perhaps it'll pay off in the future. I sit up with an arm drag, but he's got a grip on my bottom foot, which keeps me from sitting to his back. As I get to my feet looking to reset, he sits back into guard. An interesting choice. He probably really likes his ground game. I will say he's got a solid grip on my ankle as he goes for the deep De La Hiva. I turn away looking to free my leg, but he uses the ankle to pop up on a single leg. But he's got his head in the danger zone, so I put him in the front headlock. I'm a huge fan of going for takedowns off of near sweep attempts. Such an easy way of keeping your opponent on the back foot. He's grabbing my hand looking to pull out. I pop off to the side looking for a trip. He's able to pull his base back. As I'm looking to bail, he shoots into half guard. Honestly, I'm making the mistake here of not respecting his guard. I'm a little overextended. All I can think about now is getting a quick finish. This absolutely bites me. He gets a slick scissor sweep attempt. Honestly, that absolutely got me to wake up. He's getting aggressive from his De La Hiva guard. This time I'm being much more proactive about using my hands to shut down his guard. He's allowed himself to become overextended. As he looks for an arm drag, I swim in an underhook. Sliding past his guard, I'm thinking about a Darce choke here, but he's going big chest and doing a good job of protecting his head. So I step over thinking about the Barata Plach. I clearly need some work in this area. As I've allowed my bottom leg to be trapped, he's got a really easy sweep from here. He's looking to control my legs circling to my back, but I'm able to free my right leg and barely escape with the skin of my teeth. I'm still going too fast and furious just thinking about the submission. I need to slow it down a little. I take everything I said back. Just keep spamming those submission attempts like you're Gary Tonin. Now just look at how eager homie is. Doesn't want to give me a second to catch my breath. Instantly forcing me to defend a takedown. Now I want to clinch up and get some push-pull going, but he's having none of it. Changing levels and going for a body lock. I know I need to pummel my hands in to regain control, but he scooches out the back door faster than Bill Clinton scooches away from that woman. I'm balancing my weight on my right foot as I'm trying to break his Wolverine-like grip, but he is persistent with that takedown attempt. And as I drive my way into him with an overhook, he clears my leg and gets a nice ankle trip. I'm giving up my back because I want to get back up to my feet and get away, but he sits in going for the Marcelo Garcia back take, chopping my base out from underneath me. As I try to walk my way over his bottom leg, he bails on back control and comes up, putting me in full mount. Now you can ask my ex, I'm a slow starter, but this, I am absolutely getting comboed right here. He's doing the Superman going chest to chest, guy's ankles locked up underneath my hips, but thank Jesus for those genetically modified yams I've got. I explode up, and as he catches his base, he has to give up mounts, which allows me to pop out the back door. My man hits a front roll to recover guard and instantly pops up on a takedown attempt. Nothing there, but he instantly chains into another one. My guy has got more ham on him than a Subway club. However, I follow the golden roll here, pushing away on his head and doing the hopscotch crisscross applesauce as he tries to go back to the well on that duck under body lock. This time, I'm using my elbows properly to shut him out. As I look to feed his head down so I can choke him, he changes levels for another single leg attack. However, this time, I'm able to sprawl out, grabbing his ankle to keep him from driving his hips forward. This may look a little bit funky, but give it a try. You can see it makes him bail on the single leg. Since my hips are free to move, I circle to the back, and when I see a neck, I just can't help myself. I'm really not in the position to do any of that, but you know, it's the thought that counts. So with this little over-under control, I sit him down looking to take his back, but my guy has got more scramble than a Denny's breakfast crowd. I follow him through the loop-de-loop and pounce on his neck one more time, this time getting my hooks in. However, I'm at this weird side angle with him, and his head is too low for me to get the leverage I need. But you know, if something doesn't work twice, why not just try it a third time? Now again, I'm kind of at this weird side angle, but I believe in the power of manifestation, and I'm gonna manifest this weird choke. Now honestly, I'm not sure how I hit that, but Hey, now our next fella has a little bit of a size advantage on us, so I can't be making no more silly mistakes here. I'm being really deliberate with my grips to control the distance. He decides to pull guard here, do a little inversions, and I'm thinking about sliding through his guard, but he's got me blocked off just enough to keep me from settling, and he decides he's gonna stand back up. I go back to old reliable, but he's wise to it, pushing my top leg from coming over his head. As he looks to smash, I push off on his head, getting back to my feet. He's thinking about a takedown here, but I've got my weight supported on the back of his head, which keeps him from driving forward. As I circle to the back, he hits a front roll to recover guard. I then use gravity to smash his legs together, shutting down his guard. And as he looks for a Kimura attempt out of position, I'm able to push his knee down and slide up into mount. Now yes, Christmas was last month, but I decided to go for a little gift wrap here. I'm feeling festive. But then he reminds me, it's January, it's time to move on. I'm like, you're right, bro, so I go for an armbar, but he's got his frame underneath my leg, which is denying me a slick finish. Another smashing of the legs to the side. This time I'm going for an arm triangle attack, which he addresses, but allows me to pass into mount. Grabbing his head, I scooch up into high mount, and since his elbows are in front of my hips, I sit in again, going for another armbar attack, but he's doing a great job of getting his elbows under my legs. And as I'm thinking about a triangle or something, I realize I have to bail on that or he's gonna get the top position. Still looking for the finish as always, so I slide my right arm under his armpit looking for the Darce choke, but he's got his hand on my choke side, which is keeping me from getting that good lock and finishing the Darce. I'm circling, trying to wiggle my grip in there, but nothing's happening. As my grip is loose enough for him to roll out of, I go behind him, and since he's got a gap between his hip and elbow, I'm able to slide in for the crucifix. I then switch my Kimura grip to an over-under, and then try to armbar his right arm with my legs, which is a pretty cool submission if you can hit it. Seems like it might have been tight for a second, not tight enough. I lose his arm, he's about to pop up and get on top. I've still got a grip on his head. I slide my leg through looking for a triangle, but I see an armbar and I take it. Now things are really starting to heat up as we have a fellow brown belt and man bun enjoyer. He goes for a single, I counter with an arm drag, but he counters by grabbing my leg, sitting into deep half guard, instantly popping up looking for the sweep. I gotta push on that head and make space, getting back on top. As I'm looking to go offensive, he doubles down on the aggression, going back into deep half guard. So I push on his head, bringing my shin over his neck to shut him out. I'm thinking about attacking his legs, but realize that's a bad call and get out of there. And as he sits into me, he's got his elbow open, which lets me flop over for a Kimura pass. From here, I want to keep the Kimura tight as I push on his knee to free my leg. He wants to get his elbow to the mat, but I've got a decent grip. I'm thinking about an armbar from here, but he's got his weight on my bottom leg, so I bail on the sub attempt coming up for the top position, and unfortunately he's able to free his elbow. As I'm looking to pass, he wants to come up with the underhook for a sweep. I counter by pulling my hips back, making it harder for him to pop up, and then grab his hand like so, looking to flatten him, and then go for a guillotine. Unfortunately, it's not there. So from here, he's got an underhook on my leg, but doesn't have the best leverage. He's doing a good job by posting on his elbow, being on his side. However, that opens up the opportunity for me to step back and attack his leg. Now at first I'm thinking about going for a straight ankle lock, but as he turns away it kind of converts itself into a knee bar, so I'm grabbing on his heel and hipping in. But then I switched to the tighter under the armpit grip, and I was not ready for what happened next.
Oh shit. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, me either. Honestly, what you're hearing here does not do it justice. It was absolutely disgusting.
Alright, screw it.
But yeah, he's walking and all that, so I guess we'll keep going. Before we continue, shout out to all these sick veterans for coming out to help make a fun video. Unfortunately, not all veterans in need have access to something like Jiu-Jitsu to help them deal with their problems, which is where We Defy comes in. They are a non-profit organization that will pay for the first year of training for disabled veterans. If you are a veteran in need, or you'd just like to donate to the cause, check the link in the pinned comment below. Now let's get back to the video. So here I go into ye old single leg. Now instead of playing open guard, he elects to play some deep half guard. I drag my knee across his neck to keep him from getting up close and personal, which is exactly what a deep half player wants to do. And as I grab his wrist, he turns away, so I fall in behind, grabbing a hold of backpack control, throwing my leg over, looking to take his back. He tries to scooch off to the side for a second, but I'm able to follow him through the loop-de-loop, eventually sitting in and taking his full back. I'm thinking about trapping his hand or something, but he's got his weight on top of me, which is kind of hampering my mobility. Now I've got to give up back control here to keep him from popping on top. However, I've got a Kimura grip, which I use to pull myself into an armbar attack, super tight off rip. Somehow I have a huge brain fart and let him get his arm back. Unbelievable. As I've settled into the spider web, he goes for the rear naked grip, a super solid choice. I cast off with my leg coming up. Here I want to put his hand in the crook of my elbow, a la Ronda Rousey. But last second, he puts that grip under my leg, which allows him to cuck the out of me here. I really need to get that sub so this doesn't go on for an hour. So I dive over his guard for the front head position. I then bring my leg over his elbow to kind of pinch it to his body. And as he turns to his side, I slide my arm through, locking up a darce. However, you can tell it's not that tight. I could gas my arms out, but I decide to let go of it here, pushing down on his head so I could walk behind him. Here he sits in looking to lock up half guard on me, but he has left his neck exposed just enough for me to latch onto that sucker. I go for the high elbow guillotine and thankfully get the tap. For my final rule, I would be going up against a Marine with a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu who is also a national champion. Now, he did want us to roll in the gi, and as he is much older than me and 15 years of training has taken its toll on his body, I was more than happy to oblige. And yo, is it just me or does this loner gi make me look kinda juicy? As he rolls up his sleeves, I'm thinking, I just kinda wanna pull guard. He's a judo guy after all. I go for my De La Hiva guard, but he's like, no. This is how you pull guard. Now, from here, he has got a super tight overhook on my arm and is threatening with an X choke if I try to pull out. So whenever I try to pass, he's throttling the choke, which forces me to address it and bail on the guard pass. So yeah, we stayed here for quite a bit. After like 3 minutes in the same position, I'm like, okay, I've got to do something. So I'm walking out to the side looking for an angle to pass, but that choke he has, he uses that to just sweep me into mount. Now his mount is pretty tight. I'd like to put his foot in my half guard. As I'm trying to do that, his back pops out of place. It's really unfortunate that this happened, but that is not the note I want to end this video on. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have everybody take my back and see how long I can survive. I'm walking off to the side here, but homie has been repping some leg days at the gym. I want to clear that bottom leg, but he is on it like a bloodhound. There's too much distance between his chest and my back, which allows me to get my shoulders to the mat and pop out. I like to fall to the side of the underhook. Homie's got those short, stocky legs, which I'm having a hard time clearing, so I do the backstroke, go forward to grab his ankles and get my shoulders to the mat. Not in the clear yet as he comes up looking for a guard pass. I think he's trying to attack the back again, which is why he gives up top position. Now he's bear hugging me from here, which usually would keep his arms safe, but since my legs are inside of his, he's gonna have a hard time posturing up. As I latch onto the Kimura, he tries to pop up to defend it. However, it's a little too late, and all I have to do is walk to north-south to get the finish. Again, we are on the side of the underhook. I want to pull my hips to the side to open his legs. He casts his top leg over, going for a 2-on-1 on my arm, and then pulls his hips underneath me. I really like doing this to retain back control, but I'm still able to get to my side. He pops up into half guard, but I have a deep underhook, which I use to pop up and get the sweep. We're walking to the underhook side again, you know the vibes. This is interesting. He hooks my shin with his foot, and as I'm popping to my side, he sits in looking to retake my back. But since I am off to the side, he's got to fight both me and the floor. And obviously, 2 are going to be better than 1. But what if we had a third variable? The wall. And you may think this is bad for me because I can no longer hip to that side. Turns out, though, the wall is actually helping me get back up to my feet. Just clear that bottom leg and call it a day. I don't even know what to say, but I'm tired. My shoulder hurts.